We start right away tonight with breaking news. More violence in Toledo, and this time a 7-month-old baby girl is caught in the crosshairs. This is little Desire Hughes. She was in her father's car last night in her car seat when someone pulled up and started firing. She was shot and did not survive.
We have team coverage for you tonight. Michael Sandlin with the latest on the investigation and what city leaders have to say about this recent string of deadly violence in the Glass City. Also, Madeline Watkins spoke with Lucas County Children's Services. Leaders there are telling her enough is enough. But let's start with Michael. Michael, what do we know at this hour?
Well, Jeff, we just received the autopsy report for Desire, which shows that she died from a gunshot wound to the chest. And earlier today, I spoke to both the mayor and police, with the mayor saying that this was clearly a targeted attack and most likely gang-related. But TPD says it's simply too early to tell. Now, here's what we know so far. This happened on Jackman and Hillcrest as Desire Hughes rode in her father's vehicle. Her dad, 20-year-old Jeremiah Hughes, told police someone shot into his vehicle as he drove down the street around 8 last night. Desire died at a hospital and her father was released. Right now, police tell me they have very little information and no suspects. The mayor says the driver-by style of shooting shows it was a targeted attack, so he plans to increase the number of targeted raids in every Toledo neighborhood to remove guns and drugs and to make arrests. TPD says it's too early in the investigation to determine whether the killing is truly gang-related. Still, the shooting death of a 7-month-old is crushing for the department, and they need the help of the community more than ever to help bring Desire's killer to justice.
We need people to come forward. We need any information we can get, asking anybody in the Hillcrest and Jackman area with cameras or businesses to review their cameras, and if they think anything, absolutely anything is related to this, please give us a call.
If you have any videos or information, TPD asks that you call Crime Stoppers. And tonight at 6, we'll hear more from the mayor as he explains what the root is of this cycle of violence. Reporting in downtown Toledo, I'm Michael Sandlin for WTOL 11.
And Desire is the second young child killed in Toledo while riding in a car this year. Police are still searching for whoever shot and killed 10-year-old Damia Ezell. She was a 4th grader at Glenwood Elementary. She was in her uncle's car when someone shot at it in the Old West End. If you can help police solve either of these crimes, call Crime Stoppers 419-255-1111. You can remain anonymous and could be eligible for a cash reward. Lucas County Children's Services is honoring the 9 children who died this year due to street violence, abuse, and neglect. It is an annual children's memorial. 6 were victims of community gun violence, and that does include Damia Ezell and now baby Desire Hughes. Madeline Watkins continues our team coverage for us tonight. And Madeline, you talked with the executive director of Lucas County Children's Services, who says this cannot become a new norm for Toledo.
Yeah, Mel, that's right. So the memorial that was aired this morning from the Lucas County Children's Services, that was pre-recorded and it's always been set to air today. I mean, you can see here that there are pinwheels behind me. They're blue in honor of all of the victims that we have unfortunately lost over the past year due to domestic violence or due to abuse and neglect, and of course all of the gun violence that has been happening. And the executive director tells me that there are way too many guns on our street and people need to start taking responsibility so that we can protect our children.
I'm the de facto mom for hundreds of kids in our community, and I am concerned. I'm heartbroken. When I heard this last night, honest to goodness, I have not slept a wink.
Robin Reese says this is something she shouldn't even have to be saying. Our children need to be safe. We can't have people randomly shooting at cars around the city. She says children take in more than we realize.
We had to literally put security at the front of our doors because we had kids bringing guns in our building, guns and knives, and they would tell us in order to cross the city to get down here, they had to have weapons.
She says it starts with parents and caregivers. They need to know what their children are doing, but everyone in the community can be part of the solution. Pastors need to be talking about it during Sunday service, educators need to teach about it in school, and city leaders need to look at the data to see what communities are getting impacted by this violence and come up with ways to change it. Reese says people tell her there aren't enough police officers on the streets, But the real problem is the community as a whole isn't coming together on the same page.
There are some harsh realities as a community that we're going to have to address. We can't let murderers walk among us in our community. And I know people are fearful, but we have got to turn people in. We can't just go on with our lives. There has to be a response, and a strong response to this. And the community has to be challenged. Somebody knows who did this.
And I actually spoke to the people that live in the neighborhood where that shooting happened last night, and they told me that they're scared to even leave their home. I spoke with them, and that's what they're saying, so you can hear more about that conversation tonight at 6. For now, I'm live in downtown Toledo. Madeline Watkins, WTOL 11.